Welcome to the Thomas Loop. Tom Proctor here. Wednesday, June 6th, 2012 for allwnyradio.com. Heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Following Noah's Ark, heard 6 to 8 p.m. here at allwnyradio.com. Today's a special show. I'm going to recap a two-part interview with Adam Raffterty and Jamie Holka. They had a concert at the Evening Star Concert Hall. Said concert twice in the same sentence, but regardless, it's at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York, USA. Great talent, two people, great techniques, lots of instrumental jamming going on. And Adam Raffterty, to give you a brief description about him, he's from the Queens, New York area. He's a big fan of Michael Jackson, and what he did was he basically, he morphed into, well, you'll hear it during the interview, but he morphed into this style of finger picking and did this tribute to Michael Jackson in 2011 that Jazz's magazine called one of the top 10 CDs. It was called I Remember Michael, and that was Adam Raffterty. He was a great guy. Both guys were outstanding. But we're going to go start this off with the intro, the very first song for Jamie Holka here at allwnyradio.com. Pumps out an instrumental from Duran Duran and Stevie Wonder. He makes it sound really good. You would think that this couldn't be a medley, but he does it here at allwnyradio.com. And we're going to play that song in just a moment. We'll get to that in just a second here. Switch over to So, in talking with the interview, these guys were they're very open and honest about how they got to where they were at, and they didn't pull any punches regarding to the hard work they put through. You listen to their backgrounds, where they're from. One of them went to Berkeley, the other one was trained in New York City, and we're going to continue here in just a moment. Give us a call at area code 716-402-4218 here at Thomas Loop. Gonna fix this right now. Just a moment. We're just switching computers here. Something strange is happening, and that's okay because fortunately we have backup. And we're going to get to that in just a moment here. All right. Thomas Loop can be heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Once again, we're on Ustream Live all over the country. And we are at allwnyradio.com. All you do is click on the live tab. Once again, the number to get a hold of us is area code 716-402-4218. And just a moment or two, we will have this thing up and running. I'm just not understanding what is going on here. Almost there. My apologies. Here we go. All right, we're going to start this off. Duran Duran and Stevie Wonder. This is Jamie Holka's interpretation of the song on allwnyradio.com.
My name is Tom Proctor. I gotta tell you, he's one of the greatest guitarists you'll ever see. He's one of the greatest of all time in this area. Enough said. Jamie Holka. How y'all doing? Today's the gig's today, right? This is it, okay. Hey, just a question. Show of hands. Are there any guitar players here? No, Thank y'all for coming. This is gonna be a nice night. Adam is gonna sufficiently blow all your minds. So he was in my living room all day just jamming. It was just amazing. This is a Chinese song called Tuning. I'll be here all week. All right.
That was the first song of the concert here at the Evening Star Concert Hall, 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard, Niagara Falls, New York. That was Jamie Holka with his interpretation of Duran Duran's Hungry Like the Wolf and Stevie Wonder, Living in the City. Brought in this outstanding guitar player from New York City who had been touring in Germany. And this was his first show in the United States in several months. I believe he's only been back for, I think it was like 3 or 4 days, but we're going to get right back into it. This is Jamie Holka's introduction to Adam Rafferty, and Adam Rafferty's going to play a song called Little Fingers here at allwnyradio.com.
Train and come this way 2 days later, but he is here and he's ready, and hope you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Rafferty.
What's happening, everybody? How you doing? All right. Let's have a round of applause for the amazing Jamie Holka. This is going to be my first concert in months not attempting to speak German. Yeah. Screaming, yelling, dancing, singing along is all allowed. Please just have a good time. That's all I want you to do. Okay? All right.
The remarkable Adam Rafferty on allwnyradio.com with his jam, Little Fingers, from the Evening Star, Niagara Falls, New York. That's located at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York. And they are also sponsored by WNY Radio. You're in the Thomas Loop. I'm Tom Proctor. If you're just tuning in, I'm recapping the concert between Jamie Holka and Adam Rafferty had a two-part exclusive interview, which I will be getting in just a moment, but I'm going to go into another jam here. We're going to do Jamie Holka's version of Boz Skaggs and Steely Dan on all WNYradio.com.
How are you?
Jamie Holka from the Evening Star Concert Hall, Niagara Falls Boulevard. That's 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York, USA. May 17th concert with Adam Rafferty and Jamie Holka. An outstanding, like, 1-2 punch for a show. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. I thoroughly enjoyed the time I had with them. I have a 2-part interview coming up. But we're going to get in a little bit further. We're going to do a Herbie Hancock cover called Chameleon. Adam Rafferty does an outstanding job here. He's all over the guitar magazines. He's all over YouTube. There's millions and millions of hits from what he has done. You can check him out at www.adamrafferty.com. He's on Facebook. He's on Twitter. And he's obviously on YouTube. So we're going to play this song here called Chameleon. It's a Herbie Hancock cover here at allwnyradio.com. This is Adam Rafferty. You're in the Thomas Loop.
The bass line, the guitar, the saxophone, and the drums, all, I don't know, with one microphone and 2 hands. So let's see what happens. We're all friends, right? Okay, so if something goes wrong, you're with me, right? Okay. So I'm going to start out here with the bass. Are we all set here, Bernie? All set. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's start with the bass. Are you ready for the drums? Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Adam Rafterty live. All WNYradio.com. You're in a Thomas Loop. I'm recapping the concert on May 17th. I'm laughing because he does all the beatboxing and all the bass riffs and guitar. It's one person doing everything without any distortion, any sort of loop. Yeah, that's a pun. Any looping devices or anything. That's just straight up him. I'm going to go right into another song. This is from his I Remember Michael tribute CD. This is his version of Michael Jackson's Rock With You at allwnyradio.com. Oh. Adam Rafterty, his version of Rock With You from his tribute CD, I Remember Michael. It's being heard here in the Thomas Loop on allwnyradio.com. There's been a two-part interview. There's a two-part interview I've had. I've been able to get the two guys into the same room. Jamie Holka, who brought in Adam Rafterty from New York City, virtually just off the plane. And he came down, took the train from New York to Niagara Falls. Jamie took him in. And here's part one of the interview, exclusively here at allwnyradio.com. You're in the Thomas Loop, heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We're on Ustream. We're at iTunes. We're at allwnyradio.com live. All you have to do is hit the live tab you're on. All you have to do is click on the Ustream. Check out allwnyradio.com. Also, great shows here. We've got Scat Jones, Cornelius the Human. They're heard 8 o'clock every Tuesday here at allwnyradio.com. You have the Candyland, Jim Candytree. We got Scotty Harrington. You've got all the boys from Whiskey Reverb coming in and out with their special guests. Jim counts down the very best tunes in what they call the 716. That's the area code of those of you listening outside the area. That's the Western New York area code from here to Rochester. You're in the Thomas Loop and Tom Proctor. And we're going to go into part one with the interview here at allwnyradio.com. All right. My name is Tom Proctor, host of WNYRadio.com, the Thomas Loop. You're on the Thomas Loop. Actually, I am in the Thomas Loop. I have to the left here national artist Adam Rafferty, who's in town. Brought to you by Jamie Holka. To the right, one of the area's all-time great musicians. Guys, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, man.
So Jamie, give the nation a brief bio of what you're all about.
I'm about playing some guitar and avoiding manual labor. Except I'm always moving my own gear, so I guess it's not working.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
No, I mean, I've been a rock guitar player for, 25 years, and the last few years I've really been more focusing on the solo guitar approach. And this is kind of my first time as a promoter on this show tonight, and bringing Adam in from New York City, coming off a Germany tour, and just hoping for the best and hoping I remember the tunes.
By the way, we're in Niagara Falls, New York at the Evening Star Concert Hall, 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, USA. And Adam, have you seen any part of Niagara Falls at all yet?
Not on this trip. I mean, I've seen Jamie's neighborhood. Well, hang on. Last night we were at your gig.
You were at the Trough last night, the Buffalo.
Oh, you were?
Trough.
Cool.
Yeah, in Buffalo. Okay.
Right.
I've been to Niagara Falls one time when I was a kid. So we haven't seen the falls. Maybe if there's time tomorrow, maybe not. It's okay. Either way.
Adam, what was the trigger point that got you? I mean, Jamie obviously had to pitch something to you to get here. Do you have a connection
I
at
play
all?
only for the love of music.
Only for the love of music.
Only for the love of music. That's
I made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, nice.
Well,
Nice.
Facebook, hey, I hate to admit it, but
Hey, it
it
works.
helps like-minded guitar players meet each other
Yeah.
and see each other and hear each other play. So that was kind of it,
Now, you're currently based out of Brooklyn, New York, correct?
Queens.
Queens, New York
Queens,
now.
New York.
Queens, New York. And where are you originally from?
Manhattan.
Manhattan? So you're totally based within the 5 boroughs. Cool, cool. How is the music scene out there? Is there a variety of dominant type? Is there
Oh, it's hard to say. I mean, it's an intense place for musicians. You got the best of the best, creme de la crop. I mean, you've got Lincoln Center, you've got the jazz geniuses of the world who kind of mainly live there. Not all of them, but I'd say 90% of them live there. But I've had a lot more success touring than being a local guy. I mean, I did what every local guitar player does, played all the little joints forever, played weddings, taught a million little kids how to play guitar, and it all changed about 6 years ago when I started getting serious also about solo guitar and throwing videos up on YouTube, and then was touring right away, and I'm playing mainly in Germany and Austria. That's my main spot for gigs. There's a lot of interest. It's a great place for solo guitar players to play, and I tour a lot more there than the States. It's just, big cities are great places to get a fire under you, but as far as working in big cities, there's so much going on that it's very hard to advertise and do promo. So people are often astonished when I tell them tours are made up of all the places along the way. Sometimes you want a big city on your schedule to just have it on the schedule, but when I'm playing in Europe, I'm not playing necessarily Berlin, Paris, London. I'm playing Magdeburg, Gütersloh. These are all places in Germany that you might not have heard of. And they're great concerts, and people come out to listen to music.
Now, both of you, right now, Jamie, you've morphed into a soloist type of technique, a percussive hand, from an inspiration that you've driven hours for a 2-hour lesson and then driven home.
The Ben Lacey trip, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still kind of hit and miss, unfolding. I mean, again, like Adam says, last 6 years he's been really focusing on solo guitar. For me, it's been about 2 years. So it's always a learning curve, you know what I mean? It's, you get a version of a tune down and then you rework it a little bit. And that's what we talked about all day, it's just how you get something, you get a tune together that you can play on a gig, and then you realize, well, I could do this a little better, I could do that a little better. And it's a never-ending kind of thing. And it's not like any other approach to guitar that I know of. I mean, especially when we're talking about, you know, pop tunes or funk tunes or rock tunes that, you know, there's really no existing other version of somebody doing it in some cases. So you got to kind of come up with your own, you know, version of a tune, and then hope that it's, you know, stands the test of time, I guess, you know.
Back over to Adam. What is your musical background? Are you schooled or do you have
Oh,
a- Okay.
Took guitar lessons as a kid. When I had hair, I played rock and roll, and then the hair fell out, and I had to stop playing rock and roll. It was just
Not allowed.
didn't look right.
Not allowed.
And
wouldn't
studied
know.
classical guitar. Then I got very serious when I turned about 18 about being a jazz guitar player. And my main teacher was a guy by the name of Mike Longo, who was the pianist for Dizzy Gillespie for many years during the 60s and 70s, and was always remained his musical director and wrote a lot of big band arrangements for him and charts. So like that was my mentor for about 15 years. I mean, I did whatever the guy said, you know, and I was in his band, and so I always say, you know, after I earned the first $10 million as a jazz guitar player, I decided it was time to break out and like do something else, you know.
Right.
But I'm a jazz musician under the hood. You know, I don't call it jazz guitar, and I don't take long solos. I keep the listener in mind. You know, and I use like everything I learned about arranging and playing with bands and harmony and melody to make the best version I can make of either my own tune, or I play a lot of covers now. More of my own tunes are coming, but so it's just been an evolution, and I really enjoy, as Jamie said, you know, each one of these songs is a little gem. You know, it's different from a band at a wedding, for example, playing Billie Jean. You know, I've crafted this solo guitar version of Billie Jean that kids all over the world are learning. Like it's like one of the world's favorite current versions of Billie Jean. I had no idea that that was going to happen. And I continue when I'm on tour in hotel rooms to say, wow, maybe I can make the bass line just a little funkier, maybe the tempo is not quite right here. And it's a continuous crafting of these things so that hopefully when I or Jamie play one of these solo pieces, it's really something special, the way a classical guitarist would have crafted a piece and practiced it for hours. It's not just, oh, we're in a cocktail bar and somebody puts $20 in the glass and asks for Misty. You know, it's more special because more love and attention has gone into the version. Matter of fact, Jamie and I got to know each other because I had a version of Superstition that became very popular on YouTube, and so a lot of people requested the sheet music. I got licenses, I made DVDs, and Jamie learned my version of it. But what's really cool is because he's a pro, he's playing his version, and I'm going, wow, that's cool. Like he changed certain things, so he's taking the ball and run with it rather than just mimic my version. But that's how it works, you know,
Right.
and that's how it's worked. You know, we're not playing Nashville thumb picking, but Chet Atkins, he did tunes that people liked, and he had his version of Cannonball Rag and version of Autumn Leaves and a lot of what we think of as jazz standards. He did his own thumb picking versions, and people learned his version. So this is the new version of that. It's not.
That's how it unfolds.
That's how it unfolds, you know. And I hope I'm not going on too long. A lot of jazz musicians start playing for their imaginary teachers or start playing in a secret language for the other musicians on stage, and they're having like, well, referencing this Coltrane record or referencing this Pat Martino thing or Pat Metheny or whoever.
Kind of like a catcher throwing down a curveball sign.
And they lose, well, you can't see where we're sitting right
Right.
now, but the stage is here and the people are here, and the people up here lose their connection to the people here.
Got it.
And I think that, you know, by taking the skill set that we have and trying to say, well, we don't sing, but hey, here's a Michael Jackson tune crafted beautifully, or here's a Stevie Wonder, or here's a Pink Floyd tune, and people go, man, that's cool. Like they get it. They hear it, and it corresponds to music they already know. And so we're helping say, hey, check out the guitar skills, so you don't have to decipher the music. You know what Another Brick in the Wall is supposed to sound like, but wow, watch this. And like, oh man, look at what he's doing. He's doing the guitar solo, and he's playing the bass with the other hand, what he's doing. You know, so, and it just helps build a relationship with an audience, especially because we don't sing, really. We don't, you know, so we've got to communicate in other ways. And part of cover tunes, you know, cover tunes really help.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's part one of the interview. We're going to go right back into the music here. Jamie Holka does an outstanding job. He's got a beautiful guitar, Gibson L5 that it just sounds incredible. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to just I want to do his Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall, and Run Like Hell. This combo is just incredible. I want to give you guys a listen here at allwnyradio.com. You're in the Thomas Loop, heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. You could give us a call 24 hours a day at area code 716-402-4218. You can find me on Facebook at the Thomas Loop TM. I'll get into that a little bit further into the show. You can follow me on Twitter at the Thomas Loop TM, and I have another Facebook page you can like, the Thomas Loop TM. Lots of TMs going on here at allwnyradio.com. And here's more of Jamie Holka. He was the opening set, and Jamie brought Adam Rafferty to Niagara Falls to perform May 17th at the Evening Star. That's May 17th, 2012. Evening Star Concert Hall. That's located at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York, USA. And here we go. We're going to go right back into the tunes. Jamie Holka with this version of Another Brick in the Wall and Run Like Hell here at allwnyradio.com. That is from his concert, along with Adam Rafferty, who headlined it on May 17th, 2012, live at the Evening Star Concert Hall located at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York. I'm going to go right into another tune here. This is one of the songs that Adam Rafferty has crafted and morphed through the years. This is his version of Autumn Leaves. It has gotten hundreds of thousands of hits on YouTube, and I've been fortunate enough to sit front and center to have not only watch it but video it and listen to it at the same time. And you're going to listen to it now here in the Thomas Loop at allwnyradio.com. Adam Rafferty, allwnyradio.com. His version of Autumn Leaves here for the May 17th show at the Evening Star Concert Hall, located at 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York, USA. We're going to go right into part 2 of the interview with Adam Rafferty and Jamie Holka. We got them in the same room here. They put me in the loop here in the Thomas Loop at allwnyradio.com. Here's part 2.
So, anyway.
That's all right. Jamie, you have a musical background as well. You're trained as well.
Yeah, I took, I was the typical guy in the back of the music store taking guitar lessons at 13 and studied classical for a year at like 15 and then went right back to the electric guitar. And then, I went to Berkeley for 1 year in Boston, but I was like 19 or 20 and, I think I should have maybe even waited to go because I think it would have been better to know more before you get there because it's like you had to get there and take all these courses that, man, you could have kind of done that on your own and then gone there for the good stuff, but at the time you didn't know that. And then, after that, it was just started playing out every week and, rock things and all that. And so now for the last 20 years, I've played every week, with no breaks really, and now I'm playing more and more than ever and playing solo guitar more than ever. But man, it's a work in progress big time. I mean, it's,
Never ends.
yeah, it never ends, and it's
I
not.
mean, we're
for
itching
the,
to go home and practice before the gig. And,
Yeah.
And we're like, well, let's order in so we don't need to sit in a restaurant. We'll have more time to practice and get our act
That's the
together.
hint for me, guys. That's the hint for me. Guys, you have very similar techniques, I've noticed. Very styles. Was that what made you reach out to Adam? Jamie?
Well, I mean, because he was accessible. Like I said, like he was saying, Facebook. I realized that I could order the instructional DVD, and that was at a good time for me to start, approaching the guitar that way. And I'm new to Facebook, and all of a sudden one day you put in an A and a D, and there's Adam Rafferty. I'm like, oh man, you can leave this guy a message. So that's what happened. I just sent him a message saying, hey, if you ever get a chance, or if you ever get this message, I'm one of your DVD students. Give me a look. And he got right back to me. He's like, oh man, it's cool. You're killing it on the, I'm playing it on an arch top, and he's an acoustic cat. I'm playing mine on an electric guitar. So there's, and obviously, there's differences, but I guess there's similarities. I guess just in the fact you're trying to play a self-contained tune. You're trying to play as much of the parts, as many of the parts as you can, and provide, a groove. And so, you know what I mean? Well, that's just kind of cool about it too, because if people come to see a show like this tonight, I play what I play, Adam plays what he plays. Even if we play the same tunes or whatever, we're not that similar that people say, oh man, I could have just,
You're separate, but the finger picking,
Yeah.
percussive style.
I think the main thing that's similar is Jamie's got great rhythm, and he's going for a groove. And then groove first, notes second. And I think that's my approach too. And that's not everybody's approach. It seems like it should be, but there's a lot of guys
Yeah.
that just want to get off into their explorations or whatever, and you don't tap your foot the whole night, and it's just kind of, that ends up being a boring show to me. No offense. That's just, and we've all got our own tastes, so it's just, I'm being very frank
you're
about
dialed
what I
in.
like and what not that every tune has to be, Stevie Wonder's Superstition in your face, but there's kind of, we're able to play a Michael Jackson tune together and fall right in the pocket, because we're kind of have a similar aesthetic. We might be using a different tool, and of course have a whole lifetime of different experiences and whatever. But
gotcha.
we're kind of on the same page as far as that, I believe.
Yeah.
And not everybody is.
Your
Yeah, that's
website, adamrafferty.com, one of the most
AdamRafferty.com.
accessible musician sites, as you pointed out, Jamie, that I've seen.
Oh.
You can message, you can send personal emails
Oh, wow.
that you receive.
Yeah, Adam at AdamRafferty.com.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead and plug away about your website.
I'm gonna have to, the website, I'm gonna eventually have to redo it because it looks beautiful, but I need what everybody, they want a WordPress back end, and it behaves better with Google, so I'm gonna have to figure all that out when I get off the road, and I have time to, chomp away at my laptop because I do the stuff myself. I've got a second Stevie Wonder DVD that's by the time hopefully this video's up, it'll be available. And you just go to the website and you see which tunes are on it. The main famous, I won't do too much of a plug here. But I've got 1,000 DVDs at home at the time of this taping, and nothing on my website because I've been on the road.
So you're stocked and ready to go.
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I've got my website. I'm not really into MySpace anymore. My MySpace kind of looks like a ghost town. It's weird. I haven't deleted it, but just don't go there. There's a YouTube channel, and I'm a little behind on that.
What's a YouTube channel
Oh,
called?
well, if you type in my name, you'll find it.
Okay, so
And there's
do a
lots
search.
of live videos that people have tipped. So just type in Adam Rafterty and you'll see it. And I try to be accessible. Sometimes it's a little hard because there are a lot of people who request tablature sheet music of my stuff, and I get inundated. So I've got to just kind of get past all those people, and I'm probably going to have to figure out some way to filter work emails and those. But right now, it just all comes in, and I just deal with it as often as I can, follow up as best as I can.
One more question regarding the I Remember Michael CD. That was out in 2009, correct?
No, last year,
2008? Last year?
2011.
11? And you had timed it, unfortunately, at the time of his passing,
Well,
you were
what
working
had
with it?
what had happened was I did the first couple of tunes on YouTube. I did the first tune, Billie Jean. It took off, and I said, "Wow!" I started tasting the blood. I was like, "I'd love to do rock with you. I wonder if I could do that." And as I was learning it, that's when Michael passed away. And so I uploaded the video, and that one has become really popular as well. And then I started learning some Jackson 5 tunes, like I Want You Back, I'll Be There. And I started getting, I actually also did a Jackson 5 DVD. I couldn't get the rights for a Michael Jackson instructional DVD. They're very, it's very strict about making sheet music of things like Billie Jean and Rock With You. It didn't fly legally. And so, but I started getting enough tunes. I said, nobody's done a Michael Jackson CD. So this was way after he had already passed away. I said, nobody's done this. Let me start learning some more. And then by the time I had about 8 tunes, I was like, it's not really enough for a CD. So I had to really work hard to make arrangements and learn this music. And I worked really hard on it. Took me a year to make it, just to squeeze out 15 takes of tunes that I liked and mix it perfectly. But it's, I wanted it to be sort of the definitive, if you want to hear Michael Jackson on solo guitar, here's the level that for me, it has to be. So that was kind of a goal of mine. So, and that record did really well. Jazz is, now when I was a jazz guitar player, I couldn't get arrested with Jazz Is magazine. And Jazz Is magazine voted this a top 10 CD of 2011. There's not a lick of jazz on it, so I don't know what jazz is anymore. I'm not a jazz guitar player, but anyway, I guess that the Metro card gets me on a New York City subway. So,
Your ID card.
yeah.
Jamie Holka, first-time promoter, all-time great guitarist in the Niagara region and in our region in the country. Adam Rafterty, national act, international act. Thank you both very much for your time.
Thanks, Tom.
We're at the Evening Star Concert Hall tonight, Thursday, May 17th. Their show will be starting at 8 p.m. And take care.
Thanks,
Tom.
That was the second part of the interview with Adam Rafterty and Jamie Holka. They gave their time up, almost 20 minutes of their time. We separated it up. It's on YouTube. You could check it out on my YouTube at any time at TFPIV. Those are my initials, Thomas F. Proctor IV. TFPIV. That's my YouTube account. I have several other videos, and now I've been over the process. I've been going through a process over the past few months regarding of branding and trademarking. And as of last week, the Thomas Loop became an official trademark name internationally and nationally here, globally. And these videos, the artists that have interacted with me, that have given me their time, I want to thank each and every one of you, because you're the ideas that helped me get to this point, and to the point in which I could actually trademark and start branding a product. And I thank you all very much. And it started actually at February 2011 when Scott Leffler, the founder of allwnYradio.com, Uh, he introduced me to Noah Goki, who is the current owner of all WNYRadio.com, one of the current owners there. And I had an idea. I pitched it to Noah. He said, come down. We'll get it go right after us. And he welcomes me into his home, his place. And fast forward to June 6, 2012, and we have a trademark. And Noah Goki, I'm definitely going to take care of you and all WNYRadio.com. I'd like to continue the Thomas Loop here. Heard Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We have great guests here, like outstanding talent through all the shows here at all WNYRadio.com. And I'm going to go back into the music. Jamie Holka is a big-time Steely Dan fan, and one of my favorite Steely Dan tunes he plays here at all WNYRadio.com. Here's his live version of Hey 19 from the Evening Star Concert Hall, May 17th, 2012 show with Adam Rafferty. This is Jamie Holka on all WNYRadio.com. Jamie Holka, his version of Steely Dan's Hey 19 on the L5. Incredible technique with the percussive hand that he learned from Ben Lacey not too long ago. And it's just morphed him to another level of being a musician in general. I mean, what it's done for his career right now, and he's on the verge. I'm telling you, he is on the verge to hit it the big time. He'll be playing a couple of shows here in the Lewiston, New York area at Art Park. I believe he is opening for Steve Miller Band, but we'll have more information as the show goes along. I'm going to go right into Adam Rafferty, his live version of Billie Jean from the I Remember Michael, his tribute to Michael Jackson CD, here at allwnyradio.com.
It's audience participation time. Every gig has to have one, and I'm not a singer, but you're going to be singers. I need the Niagara Falls Tabernacle Choir for this one. Okay.
Smile. Thank you.
First note.
Better buy another round of shots.
I got to dry my head off again after that.
Let's try that again.
Okay, let's try that one again. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And men, I don't want boo, and I don't want boo. I want you to squeeze. Yeah, that's it. Next note. Perfect. People standing in the back, you're not exempt. I see you. Okay. Back down. Excellent. All you gotta do is watch me, because when I go like this, it means sing along. And when I go like this, stop. It's easy. Just I need to be the conductor. Okay, everybody ready?
Adam Rafterty, allwnyradio.com. We are going toward the end of the show here. It's just a slight recap. I've been honored and privileged and honored, if I can say that in the same sentence, to have been a part of it. Today is the anniversary of D-Day, World War II, when the Allied troops stormed Normandy and took it over, and I figured that we close the show with a tune toward the United States of America. We're free partially because of that, and I believe it's been 68 years. Holy cow. Wow, 68 years since the attack on French soil. Well, we've had, speaking of attacks, something that still rings true in our heads and hearts is the 9/11 attacks on New York City, the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania. And Adam Rafterty developed a song, and he'll tell you all about it from this live clip going into this song. It's entitled America, simply entitled America. I want to thank you all very much for listening. The podcast will be up toward the weekend. You can hear us on iTunes. We're live right now on Ustream, but you can access us on Ustream at any time. I'm Tom Proctor. You're in the Thomas Loop. Thank you very much for listening here at allwnyradio.com.
A little difficult to describe this sentiment when I'm in Europe, so but I think you're going to understand. I wrote this right after the September 11th attacks, which was horrible for all of us, and it was a horrible time in New York City. Let me tell you, a very emotional time, and I was studying some harmony book or something and doing a little exercise, and this song just jumped off the page. And it's a song of sort of seeing a lot of bombing and a lot of warring still coming, and it was originally conceived as like a hymn that would be sung in church. Of course, I couldn't afford to bring my choir with me. Well, you're here, but I've reduced it to the guitar, and this is simply entitled America. I hope you enjoy this.